In this video, we will be discussing the ways of citing to treaties. Although there are many types of treaties, the general information that you need to cite remains the same. Each citation to a treaty needs the name of the agreement, the subdivision or article number you are referring to, if there is one, the date of the signing, and a U.S. source for the treaty. If you are citing to a bilateral treaty, you must include the abbreviated names of the countries. Remember to use Table T10 to locate the correct abbreviation for the country. If you are citing to a multilateral treaty, you should omit the country names, but make sure to include an international source for the treaty. Remember that there are dozens of different names that a treaty can go by. The first time you cite to a treaty, be sure to include the full name, including the form, meaning whether it's a convention, treaty, protocol, or agreement, and so on, and the rest of the descriptive text. After you've given a full citation in your paper, you can use a here and after from Blue Book Rule 4.2 to shorten the title to a common name that the treaty goes by. You should always supply a date of signing when you cite to a treaty, but sometimes the date isn't clear-cut. If there was a window in which the treaty was signed, give the start and end date. If there was no single date or easy range to cite to, use a date that was significant for the treaty, such as when it opened for signature or when it was ratified. There is a hierarchy to which sources you should try to cite to. If the United States is a party in a bilateral treaty, you should cite to the United States Treaty Series if possible. If the U.S. is a party in a multilateral treaty, you should begin with the United States Treaty Series, and if it is not located in the UST, move down the list until you locate a source. For multilateral treaties to which the U.S. is not a party, you should begin with the United Nations Treaty Series. If it's too old, you can move to the League of Nations Treaty Series. If it is not in either of those, move on to treaty compilations of smaller organizations to which all of the parties are a member, such as the Organization of American States, which has its own treaty series. Treaty citation is among the easiest in the Blue Book when a treaty has already been signed and ratified. If a treaty is not yet in force or not applicable to your legal situation, be sure to indicate that when you are writing your citation. Keep in mind that treaties in their formative stages have a lot of documentation surrounding them. If you locate information in one of these formative documents, such as a United States Department of State press release, you cite to it following the rules for secondary sources.